Good morning, knuckleheads. Your favorite knucklehead right here, Gus Eagle. As the topic says, why I do not care for bullies. This is another topic that I've been seeing all through different social medias. I've seen this in our local newspapers. I've seen this all my life. I have seen a good friend of mine that I was in foster care for. He tried committing suicide so many different times, it's not even funny because of the bullying going on. The guy is completely scarred for life. Well, last time I seen him was several years ago. I don't know if he had finally passed or not, but growing up, I've seen the hell. I've seen what bullying does to people. I have seen kids killing themselves. Because of the fact that they were bullying, being bullied too much. It don't sit right with me. Bullying is something that is taught. Taught by their parents, taught by their peers, taught by socialness. A bully is usually at home with an egotistical father figure, mother figure, sitting there saying, "Oh well, you got this." These people, these kind of people here don't exist. You don't take them. You don't do nice. Da, 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 da. If they look different from you, if they don't have your mindset, they're just trash. And this is something that I have seen throughout my years. I've dealt with it many years. Bullying does not have a place in society. Hey, Fighter, how you doing, bro? Hey, Sweets, how you doing, baby girl? Nah, baby girl. Sorry, I was just on talking with my oldest daughter. But, like I said, bullying is taught just the same as racism. Racism and bullying both go hand in hand. They're both useless, waste of space. They don't sit there and need to exist. Those two things destroy more lives than they are good. My first take on bullying was I was in fifth grade, fourth or fifth grade. My two older brothers are getting beat up. And I find out about it. I run over there and I tackled this dude that's bigger than I am, an older kid in higher class. I sat there and I beat the holy crap out of this dude. I'm going berserk because my family members are under attack. They sit there and they're getting hurt. There's two of them. It's one dude. Never understood that concept, but you know, I'm the one that gets kicked out of school because I'm the one fighting. It's all right, no problem. I got home and we had this rule. Grandpa always told me, do not start the fight. If you do, when you get home, you're getting your ass kicked as well. My brothers went home, told Grandpa that I started a fight, that I got kicked out of school. They didn't tell the whole story. They didn't tell Grandpa and Grandma that they were getting their butts handed to them. And I just came in to defend them. Grandpa took me out in the back 40. And man, I tell you what, I got my ass handed to me hardcore. I ran away. I ran away from home. I was out in the middle of the desert. I disappeared. They didn't find me for about almost a week, 2 weeks. I came back. Everybody was upset. They were sitting there looking for me and stuff like that. And I told them, I go, my brothers didn't tell the whole story. And I sat there and I told them what happened. My grandpa felt that big because he thought I was the one starting the fight. And I looked at him and said, Grandpa, you told me don't start the fight. If I do, you know, yeah, I've always been one to be protective. I've always had that spirit, I guess. That's one of the reasons why I've got Guardian as my name. Oh, yeah. Bullying in the 2000s, in the 90s, it started getting rampant. And in the 2000s, it started getting worse. Yeah. Well, like I said, they're at home and they are taught this. Rich bitches always been told if they don't have money, they're nothing. They don't exist. Therefore, you to use however you want to, because you are better than they are, because you got money, you got status, you got prestige. You're up here. Well, they're down here. No, they do more harm than good. I cannot count how many times I've been kicked out of school for beating up bullies. What? Enough, cat. Damn cat. Well, come up here. You're an asshole, cat. But, like I said, I've always been kicked out of school because of fighting. 6th grade, we had an autistic kid named George. First time I've ever dealt with him, I sat back and I looked at him. I didn't see his disability because I looked at him as a friend. First thing I ever did when I met him was cold cock the guy that was picking on him, pushed him around. I sat there and defended him. And the funny thing is the guy, George, the way he fought was just priceless. I mean, this dude, whatever mindset he had, whatever, he would fight like this. But man, I'll tell you, he hit hard. He hit hard. But the bully was sitting there, he kept pushing him and stuff like that. And I came up and I just cold cocked the dude. I just laid him out. I sat there and said, dude, you pick on someone your own size, your own mentality. Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. Only slugs have your mentality. Sorry. I cannot fight unarmed people. It's just against my rule. I got suspended for 2 weeks. Again, Grandpa sat there and found out that I got in a fight and I got suspended again. Oh well. But I says, let me explain why. I go, I was defending someone with a disability. My grandpa sat there and he looks at me and he goes, so you threw the first punches to defend someone else. It's like, I did not throw the first punch per se. He sat there and he goes, okay, you're defending someone, that's okay. Did you win? It's like, well, I'm suspended, ain't I? He sits there and shakes his head. He's like, yeah, you are. It's like, so if that says anything, he goes, all right, remember, rule number 1, do not start the fight. If you throw the first punch, you better finish it. And when you get home, your ass is mine. I was like, no, sir. I get put in foster care for a while. I'm at new school, new state, new everything. I'm not even a week into school, and this is 7th grade. I sit there and this bully is just going off. And I'm sitting there like, dude, why don't you just go home, do something, because he was rich. His parents sat there and said, if we don't have money, we don't matter. We're just a stepping stool for him. And he sat there and he started turning his attention to me. Now, mind you, I've got long hair. I've got my leather jacket on. And my motorcycle boots, I sit there like, dude, the best thing that you could do is walk away. Just walk away. Don't even bother with me. Don't even bother with the dude that you're trying to pick on. He's smaller. He weighs maybe a buck 10 at best. Why don't you pick on someone your size, more your size? And I tell you what, he kept trying to pick on me, and I kept laughing at him. I kept laughing at him. I said, there, does that, dude. Just walk away. And he sat there and he walked away for a little bit, and he brought back a couple of his buddies. I'm just shaking. My head's like, fuck. All right. And I go, dude, why not go home? Go to your class, go do something, go do whatever. He sat there and he goes, well, I'm going to kick your ass. I was like, if you think you can try, more power to you. He sat there and he looks up at me and he sits there and he goes, oh, I can tell you're scared. And it's like, dude, I ain't scared. I keep telling you, walk away. That should give you an idea right there that I wasn't going to sit there and say, oh, I'm scared. Oh, I better not do this, da, da, da. No, I'm warning you. Don't cross that line. We're in lunch line. And we got two different lines and stuff like that throughout the hallway. He comes up and sits there and he pushes me and stuff like that. And I'm just sitting against the wall like this, talking to a couple of the girls, a couple of my buddies, just having fun, just kicking it and stuff like that. And he sits there and he goes, I'm going to kick your ass. That's like, can you not wait until after lunch at least to get your ass handed to you? He sits there and goes, why is that? And it's like, because, see, I have this rule. I don't eat or I don't fight on an empty stomach. Because I want to make sure that I'm satisfied by the time I get done. He sits there and he goes, oh, yeah, you just tough, big, bad boy, huh? I was like, dude, you don't know where I'm from. You don't know what I'm capable of. You don't know what I've been through. One of the things that I hated about bullies was I lived through it myself at home. I was being abused every day. I was in and out of the hospital getting checked up. The sexual abuse that I faced, the beatings that I faced, the emotional abuse that I faced, that fueled me even farther to be against that. It bothered me. Now, granted, I could have gone that direction. I could have become a bully. I could have been one of them. But my grandma raised me better. My grandpa raised me better. Most of my childhood that I have is black. I don't remember most of it. The psychologist sat there. She said that it's because of the fact that you blocked out the trauma. The trauma was so bad, your brain had to protect yourself because you couldn't handle it. Oh, if you so desire such a beautiful cup like this cup could be yours for $9.95 with $3,000 handling and shipping. But no, I went against the norm. Yeah. No checks, just cash. But like I said, I went against what the science said, the psychologist said. Um, they classified me with an antisocial disorder. They classified me as several other things. And a violent temper, explosive personality. Oh, don't click on any of these pop-up bullcrap. Because those things are viruses. Those things are geared to destroy your computer and everything that you got. One of these days, I'm going to get one of those little bitches on here and I'm going to have fun with them. I got mods. Oh, these are moves. I'm sorry. Well, I don't know if I'm that big of a channel to have a mod. I don't, I'm just a small, dinky little asshole that sits there and basically hits where the heart really is. I may be a biker. I've always been a biker. I grew up in the biker scene. I'm not always about just biker stuff. I'm about life. I'm about realism. I'm about bringing you contents, things that everyday people face. I'm one of those people that are not afraid to stand up and tell YouTube, Facebook, the government, read between the lines. Bullies, I'll stand up against them. I will put them in the hospital real quick. I don't tolerate them. I never have. And I still won't. As old as I am, as crippled as I am, I still will not tolerate them. Just the same as racists. I cannot stand them whatsoever. I got kicked out of a news site, CNN's live feed, because I sat there and I said, "You guys want to end racism? It's easy. Stop spreading it. If you want to end racism, stop spreading it. It is really that easy." They didn't like it. So they booted me out. Crybabies. They don't love the truth. They don't like being told the truth. They would rather follow the narrative of the government's deal. They would rather follow the media's narrative on what we should do, how we should act, what we should do, how we should hate one another. Why do we have to hate one another? We breathe the same air. We eat the same kinds of foods, sort of. But, I mean, we all have emotions. We all have feelings. We all sit there and feel bad one way or another. We go through depressions. We all face all of the same shit. We look up at the same sun. We still go get wet with the same water, the rain. We still face the same snows. The government and the media are the two biggest bullshitters on this planet because they sell dirty laundry. Like the old song says, they love dirty laundry. So when I get, after I get kicked out of that school, I come back to where I'm living. Still in 7th grade. "12 years old, 11 years old, something like that, however many decades ago it was. But I sit there and I come back, and there's George. He's being bullied again at the new school. I stepped in. Again, the bully sat there and he started trying to get me. I would rather have my ass beat than by watching a kid that couldn't defend himself take it. I ended up making sure that he went home to the hospital first because we took it out in the back 40. We took it out in the football field. They wanted me to join wrestling, so I did. Our PE teacher was a big bully. I hate bullies. I don't care for them. He sat there and he tried to get me to lose the fight, stuff like that. And he sat there, he says, "Here you go, da-da-da." And he kept pushing me out and saying, "You're going to do this, you're going to do that, you're going to do this." It's like, no, I'm not. So we started wrestling. I'm sitting on our first time wrestling officially. Now, wrestling in the streets, that's different. So he sits there and he goes, "Okay, now assume the position, you get down to and this is what you're going to do, you're going to do that, stuff like that." And I'm down, I'm getting crunched up and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, the guy grabs a hold of me, flips me over. But as he does, I grab a hold of him and flip him over. And I get up with him and I sit there and I just power slam him right on the ground. Apparently, that's not what you do. So I got kicked off the team. So I started football. The bullies hated that. The rich bitches hated that because I was one of those ones that were untackleable. I'm a logger. I was doing logging since I was 8 years old, foster care. Well, actually, no, I should rephrase that. I was 6 years old when I started doing logging. By the time I was 8 years old, I had my own chainsaw. I had my own double bladed axe. I had my own gear. So I was doing logging every day for a good portion of the years. And when I was at my grandma and grandpa's house, that's what we did. We went out, we did logging. So I'm splitting wood. I'm carrying heavy wood. I'm built for power. I know how to use my strength. The rich bitches sat there and hated that fact because a lowlife, poor guy, can't even afford the real good football gear. I could have. I just chose not to. I got the bare bones because I didn't think I was going to even make it on the team. So why spend money on things that you didn't need? Five of them decided to beat me up. Five. They used my face for the chain link fence. They threw me against it. They put my head on the ooh. All right. Well, then I'll cut this short and go to that one if you guys want. Yeah, let's go see what he's got, and I'll come back to this later.